we're going to look ahead to the season now and this weekend's opener versus Burnley. And we've teamed up with talkSPORT Bet to bring you a special Spurs bet builder for that game. Spurs to win and score over 2.5 goals. And Brennan Johnson to score at any time. For details, head to the link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, or go to talksportbet.com, 18 plus, gambleaware.com. So let's just talk about that because we've got Brennan Johnson to score at any time. They didn't play in the Super Cup final. Who should start at the weekend against Burnley? We shouldn't start with back five.
I think, it's funny enough, it's the polar opposite game, isn't it? We're going to have tons of the ball. This Burnley team, again, defensive, resolute. I think they only conceded about 14 goals. 14 goals. Giving them a disservice there. 14 goals in the Championship last year. Scotty Parker has set them up
They've
really,
lost the goalie,
really well.
though.
And they've lost the centre-back. Egan Riley's gone to Strasbourg, I believe. So it's going to be very different. And the thing is, Tottenham now need to show intent and put Burnley to the sword. And I think by doing that, and this is where I keep banging the Kudus drum, we didn't have a player like him who can dribble, who can break down a low block, and he'll be able to do that. I think, again, maybe not the game for Brennan Johnson, because if you want a bit of pace at the end, possibly he can come on and make an impact. But when you've got more of the ball, Johnson's probably not your man. I think you need your dribblers, you need your passers. They're the ones who are going to unlock the door in a tricky game.
You're absolutely right there as well, because one of my biggest criticisms sometimes when I watch Brennan Johnson is like he's a little bit weak in the tackle. Now, what I saw yesterday with Kudus, the strength on him.
Yeah.
And he's only 25, I think. He's younger than I thought. He's got the sort of physicality of someone who's like 27, 28, who's been in the Premier League for years. You know, he was getting his body in the right positions. And like you said, when you're going to account at those kind of teams that are going to, want to come with a low block and that, you need somebody that can unlock that. I think it's been Spurs' biggest downfall for years, actually. Even during the times with Poch and stuff, there was times we'd draw 0-0 with Swansea at Wembley. I always used to remember it, and it's like, because no one could ever get past his low block. Yep. And I think Kudus is that guy that can unlock that.
Yeah, I do. And I think, obviously, speaking of those players we're talking about, Eze and Savinha, they could do it as well. That's why those are the players you need to win games like this. You don't want to come away from the first game against newly promoted Burnley, who have a feel-good factor, 0-0 or 1-1. You don't want that. You want to make a real statement at the start of the season, because then you go to Man City the next game, and who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what start they're going to have? You need to make an impact from day one to make everyone in the division think this is a different Spurs this season, and that's what we want. I mean, we're in agreement. We're playing back four, right?
Yeah,
Romero,
100%.
Van der Ven, Porro. Who, by the way, Porro, brilliant, and Udogie. Yeah.
Well, no, Spence.
You'd go Spence.
I think, Doggie's a bit coming back from injury.
Oh, is
still.
he?
I think
Right.
I just thought Spence was great in the Super Cup. I
thought Spence was brilliant last year, and actually
I like him
disappointed when he got taken out of the team.
That's the thing. Going back to transfer talk, a lot of people saying we need a left back. I disagree.
No.
He's your left back.
Yeah.
Well, them two rotating, and then maybe we need a right back, but Archie Gray could fill in there. So I mean,
he can play either side.
Yeah.
Spence,
Yeah.
he could. I thought I was disappointed when he came out of the team last year. So yeah.
Mate, he's playing against like Hakimi and doesn't care. Like he's fearless. I love Spence. He backs himself. He wears sunglasses indoors during interviews. Like he's
brilliant.
He's Mr. Cool. He's Mr. Cool, and I got a lot of time for that. Like you said, I think the back four it speaks itself.
Yeah.
Then you've got
Danso can come on as well.
Yeah, if
shore it up
needed.
if need be.
And then like we go into that midfield area, I don't think you change it. I think it looked really solid, and I think this is going to be a season for Bentancur. Horrible season with injuries last year.
Yeah.
I think him and Højbjerg actually started getting a bit of a relationship together when he had some
Maybe
consistency.
him and Fellaini, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think cause
maybe not in this game. I think that's too
much. But I think in those bigger games, like I think they can definitely.
Because I think what Thomas Frank will think is Palhinha is his Norgard,
yes,
and maybe a Bentancur is a Jensen or a Vitaly Janelt. Their names, they're all so similar, the names of the Norwegian players at Brentford. But they're the runners, they're the ones who make it happen, the passers. And then Sarr is the legs. He's going to be the one who's working hard. And you've got to remember as well, we're talking about 10s. What Thomas Frank wanted from his 10 at Brentford in Mikkel Damsgaard was someone who weren't just going to get goal contributions, working hard, tracking back.
Yeah.
Eze can do that. I think that's why he was playing Sarr there in pre-season, because he'd know he'd drop a little bit back. But again, I think Sarr in the 8 for this one, or a Bergvall. I wouldn't be too fussed with either. I don't think we've seen too much of Bergvall in pre-season, only little cameos here and there. But we've got some nice options in the middle.
Who would you play wide? Slanky up top. Who would you play wide? If you Kudus and one of them.
I'd play
Richarlison.
What is it? Oh, Richarlison and Solanke.
Yeah,
that's not a bad option.
Because
actually.
Richarlison.
Maybe an Odebear.
Yeah.
Against his former club.
Yeah.
Apparently, Frank really likes him.
Yeah.
Is
Are you
what the
surprised
talk
he
is.
didn't bring him on the other night then?
Yeah, if you really like someone, but again, perhaps in Frank's mind, is 2-0 up. He's not used to being the manager of Spurs yet.
Yeah,
he's thinking, nah, this is done.
Yeah.
I don't need those boys. No, mate, this is Spurs. Get used to that. It's the roller coaster. But I think we all agree on there's no respect shown. We go at them. It's at home.
100%.
3:00 kickoff Saturday afternoon. The European champions are back at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You know, it's the new era. It's the Frank era. It's Sonny's gone. Not Sonny Snelling, but
I'm still here.
yeah, you're still here. But yeah, I think this is a perfect opportunity. It reminds me of a couple of seasons ago. I think it was under Conte where we won like 4-0 at home against Southampton or someone, and it was just like
I don't think we can lose. We cannot lose. For me,
even draw.
No.
We need to make an intent of this season, how we're going to play, how we're approaching it. New feel-good factor for Spurs. Thomas Frank taking charge. Won a European trophy.
new captain. We've not spoken about that quickly. Cuti Romero's captain. There was talk of him possibly going to Atletico Madrid. I thought there's no way we're stopping that. Him and Simeone.
Yeah.
Just like,
match made in heaven.
Simeone could be his dad.
Yeah.
Like, is it his dad?
Two horrible guys.
Imagine like playing paddle against them or something. It'd be horrible. They're throwing
Aiming
rackets.
for your head,
They're throwing rackets at you.
Yeah.
They are saying all sorts in their language. You just wouldn't want to play them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he is what a captain we've got there. I think it's going to really make him a little bit more mature with his decision making at times.
Yep.
And being the leader. You could see how over the moon he was with the decision. I think perhaps, a World Cup winning Argentinian captain.
Never lost a final.
Never lost, well.
In club and country.
Yeah, well, yesterday.
That's not, pre-season friendly though, isn't it?
Is
Glorious
it-
quite friendly,
Is that a final?
Not called the Super Cup final?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It's a good decision, though. Good decision. Yeah. Clever decision. Clever from Thomas Frank to put him, as you said, might mature him a little bit more. Sometimes a bit of a liability, isn't he? And he's going into challenges.
Less last year, though.
Yeah,
I feel like
but again, I
it's
think
become a bit of a
next to
stereotype.
Van der Ven, he's different as well.
I think becoming the vice captain made that in him.
Yeah.
Like, I think he really loves that role of being the warrior and the leader.
He won't want to let anyone down, will he? He does not want to
Well,
let
like you
people
said,
down.
I think sometimes we've unfairly given him the role of liability for red cards he's had in the past.
Yeah.
Mate, it comes to the big moments, he don't let nobody down.
It's true.
Yeah.
He was a beast in that European final. He was great yesterday. Scored.
On his day, he can be up there with some of the best defenders in world football.
Yeah,
like
100%.
strong, a good passer, comfortable on the ball, fast. Like he's really, really good. And the next thing he has to do is he's only got 2 years left on his contract. Sign that.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. If we
Yeah.
can get him to convince to sign, then that goes to show. And by giving him the captain, I think that will make him want to
Get the
stay
new
at club.
boys in, do their deals and get the numbers on the sheet,
Yeah.
and then offer him the top money.
Yeah. We've got wages now. Like since Son leaving, we have got so much headspace for wages to pay out.
And of
for
course,
these
half
players.
of the amazing Timo Werner's wages that we were paying as well.
Yeah, was he second or third on the list? My word, forgot about it.
Well, that's off. Like he would have been getting some good money. Let's just talk about predictions for the season now, and in terms of the competitions that we're in. 4 competitions. 2 of them probably winnable in the FA Cup and the League Cup. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's start at the Premier League. What's a good season for Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League this year?
I think between 6th and 8th would be really, really good. And I'm going to cover it there because we've still got the transfer window to expire. There's a lot of clubs in and around us yet to do some business. I think the top 4 picks itself, I won't say what order that is, but we're now competing with the likes of Villa, Newcastle, Manchester United, if they come back. And there's going to be a lot of drop-off. We were saying it before off air. What happens with Brentford? What happens with Bournemouth? Fulham's, West Ham, Wolves? Do they all shift a little bit? I'd say we've done a lot of good business compared to those sides. If Isak leaves Newcastle, they could drop off quite significantly.
20 plus goals gone.
Yeah, so I think if you... But then, Frank's never had to deal with this many games in the season. So there's a lot of caveats to it. So I think between 6th and 8th would be a very successful season.
A European place.
A European place. Europa League would be great. Go and win that again.
I know.
And if we get 5th again from the coefficient, then who knows? We could push for that as well, because there are teams. I think we're one of the stronger teams in and around those ones that I've named. It just depends on, we've got to pick up those results. I know 22 losses last year, terrible. But if we look
You've got to rip it up.
But if we look at Spurs as a whole, it's like going away to a Liverpool or an Arsenal and getting a result, but also then turning up against Leicester and Burnleys and Southamptons and that every week in, week out. It's becoming consistent, and I believe we can do that under Thomas Frank, and we won't be seeing...
I think sitting here now, as we speak, 6th to 8th is a great season. Yeah. You get those 2 players over the line that we're looking at, and then that's top 6.
Then you're guaranteed.
And if someone falls out and that struggles a little bit out the top 4, I think we're all in agreement. It's the same top 4 in
If you go get Eze and Savinho,
you're pushing for that.
You're in top 6.
Yeah. You have to be.
100%.
You have to be.
Yeah.
And if there's, like I said, if there's a drop off from one of the top 4 teams, you're the one trying to break into it.
Because, like you said, not picking them, but Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City and Chelsea.
In any order.
In any order. And then it's that.
Fourth.
And then it's then it's Newcastle, Villa, Spurs.
Yeah, and United.
Brighton, maybe have something to say about it.
United,
Everton,
Brighton.
you don't know how Everton are going to do.
Jack Grealish, I know. It's
David Moyes.
How we start is going to be very important to how we finish the season. And I know it sounds really cliche, but we got some winnable games to start, get a good foothold, and then just move from there. In terms of the league and the Cup and the FA Cup, it'd be nice to win an FA Cup.
Last season, Newcastle wins one and Palace wins the other. So there's an opportunity there that you think...
We went on a good run in the Carabao Cup. We do forget that as well.
If you do it right, take it seriously, which is what we want to happen, take these trophies and these cup tournaments seriously, there's a real opportunity to go far.
By Liverpool 4-0.
Yeah, that's true,
Even, I think, for Champions League as well, I'd take round of 16. I feel like when we look at there's still a chasm. I mean, I know we drew with PSG, lost on penalties, but there is still a big chasm between us and the top teams. But the way that the format is in the Champions League, we saw it, it's the same format as the Europa League, that league standing, you play a few different teams dotted around. I think we'll be in pot 3. So
look at Villa's success. Look at Villa's success last season. They were great in it. But again, the 2 signings that we've been talking about could be absolutely key to that. It goes to that. So again...
It's on the knife side.
Daniel Levy.
Mr. Levy, if you're watching, listening
Get
to
it
us,
done.
It makes so much sense to go what the business could be with those 2 additions.
Yeah, that's why I say 6 to 8, because we just don't know. It literally could swing.
Yeah, I think after winning the trophy last season, that taste for success, we were so close to getting another one in the pre-season Super Cup final. That we're calling it now. It was so close.
Community Shield.
Yeah. That is like, come on, we want another taste of it. That moment, that night, the Bilbao night, the parade in North London.
Oh.
What would you take next year? Would you take 8th and an FA Cup or Carabao Cup, or 5th? If that gets you champion, would you take Champions League again and no trophy?
Trophy,
Trophy again.
We're all hungry now. That's what it is.
Just winning that trophy, like you said, that joyous moment. Sat there with my kids, like.
But the only thing is,
they're lucky. Like he's seen them win a trophy.
As many as we all did before, isn't it?
The only thing I'd say with that is that trophy last season was just perfection. Because it got you Champions League football as well as the trophy. That's why everything that's been thrown at us by other fans, I'm not naming which clubs, are like, you played
Tim Port.
all that kind of stuff. It's like
a rubbish final. So what?
Yeah.
First and foremost, Liverpool brought the striker from the semi-final that scored against us.
Yep.
That's how good they had in Ekatike.
And he didn't score against us in that second leg,
No,
did he?
exactly. But it's like, that was just so perfect because it gave us everything. Now, if you used to win the Carabao Cup or an FA Cup and not get into Europe, it could be a problem. That could be, especially
because of the finances as well.
Especially if we're going to go and get the Sevilla.
I'd get European. I'd take conference, Europa Conference, and a trophy.
Yeah, but even that, it's got
Yeah,
to be
I know,
Europa.
If you win the FA Cup, you get Europa League. So, there you go. I'll take that.
That's that.
I'll take that. I mean, we're sounding greedy now, aren't we? I'll take that.
We're just win them both, no? Carabao and FA Cup.
I'd like an FA Cup day at Wembley.
Finish 5th as well.
So, okay, there we go. All in for the FA Cup. We'll come 17th again, win an FA Cup, and we get into the Europa League and get another trophy.
You do a Chaz and Dave remix ahead of the Cup final.
I'll do a Chaz and Dave remix. Well, I did one, didn't I, after we won with Wiley, didn't I?